Welcome back, viewers. You are still tuned into Prime Live. You might remember that the IEC briefed members of the media today on the Thabazimbi Municipality super by-elections that are planned for December 4th, 2024. The council was dissolved by the provincial government after a coalition in power since the 2021 local government elections was unable to function. This left seats from all 12 wards being vacant, including proportional representational seats. Joining me now to discuss the IEC state of readiness for this election on next Wednesday is the Electoral Provincial Officer for Limpopo, Nkaro Mateta. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us on Prime Live.
Good evening to you and also to the viewers.
Now, in terms of the IEC state of readiness, would you say that it is all systems ready to go come the December 4th election?
Indeed, we are ready. We have all our systems in place, starting with the voters' roll. The voters' roll has been certified by the CEO, and it has just over 51,000 voters on it. After the voters' roll, we then open for candidate nomination. I must say it's a small municipality, only with 12 wards, but we have attracted 21 political parties as well as 5 independent candidates. So it's going to be very, very busy next week with such interest, with so many political parties and independent candidates that will be contesting the elections. All of them have received their certificates for participation. In terms of candidates that were submitted, these 21 political parties have submitted about 400 candidates, whereas the 5 are independent candidates. So we have a total of 405 candidates. So all the 12 wards are up for grabs, and the 11 proportional representation seats. So we are all ready, and training of staff took place today. We have recruited almost 350 staff members that will assist us on the 4th of December, which is next week, Wednesday.
That is definitely good news, and we wish you all the best and smooth sailing for the upcoming election. I know that it is incredibly important to the 12 wards to establish leadership in those areas so that service delivery can continue and the wards can absolutely flourish. But the last time that we spoke, you were embarking on that registration weekend. Would you say that it has been a successful registration exercise, and do you think that enough people in the Thabazimbi municipality have come out and registered to vote?
Well, we have grown ever since that registration weekend. Our voters roll by just over 3,000 people. Out of these 3,000, just under 2,000 are people who are registering and who are going to participate in the elections for the first time. We're hoping to get more numbers, at least perhaps 10,000 people that would have registered for the first time, because Thabazimbi being a mining town, people come in and then some, when they retire, they leave, and then new people come in. So we were hoping that we would attract those new people who are arriving to reside in Thabazimbi, because most of the people who reside there are actually working in the mines.
How concerned are you when it comes to the voter apathy in Thabazimbi? In 2021, only 41% actually turned out to vote. Are you concerned that voters won't show up this time as well, and the numbers of actual voters who come to vote might be low?
Well, to circumvent this challenge that we acknowledge exists in Thabazimbi, we have gone all out on communication campaigns, including recruiting field workers that went to all the 12 wards to talk to voters and show them the importance of democracy. In addition, we have also we are also on radio. We've run campaigns and interviews on radios. We have done everything in our power to try and get and reach out to the people. We are also going to run billboards to convince people the importance of democracy, because without democracy, really, there is very little that could happen or succeed in a particular area.
Now, can you talk to us about how has the political party campaigning proceeded in the build-up to the super by-election?
We are quite excited that the level of tolerance in line with our code of conduct has been great. We have never even received one single complaint where a candidate or a political party says we have challenges, we were barred from campaigning in this area. The only challenge that we had was in the some of the mining houses where the rules are quite strict. You need to set an appointment to go and campaign in a mining compound against with the mine workers. But otherwise, it's all systems go. Political parties are giving each other space. We have never had any challenges with the campaigning.
That absolutely sounds like a very healthy election environment, and that's exactly what we want to see, leading up to the election that is set to take place next week. But what I also want to talk to you about this evening is what is at stake for communities in this particular by-election, which is a really repeat of November 21 elections.
Indeed, the reason why we are at this point is because in November 2021, there was no outright winner in Thabazimbi. So as a result, Thabazimbi was run as a coalition government. So one party would get additional two parties to form a government, and then those additional two would then one day decide to change their minds that they are joining another party. And as a result, there's never been stability in Thabazimbi. So the first wish, I imagine even the communities, their wish is that there should be an outright winner who will then stabilize all processes in Thabazimbi and govern Thabazimbi in a proper manner so that people actually receive services. I mean, one of the reasons why the Premier and eventually with the concurrence of the Minister of Culture as well as the National Council of Provinces decided that this municipality should be dissolved is because they spent, I think, 90% of their time in court. One day this group is in court, and then when the judgment is issued, they appeal. Then the other day, another group is in court. So you can imagine that funding that was meant for service delivery has been spent on legal costs and court processes and so on. And eventually there were challenges on the ground. So we are hopeful that Thabazimbi residents would come out in their number and ensure that at least somebody, wins an outright majority, and that particular party then is able to govern Thabazimbi.
Absolutely. I think it's such a crucial point for anyone who is living within the municipality. Like you said, service delivery, of course, has been an issue because of lack of leadership and lack of availability of leadership in those areas as well. So I think it is incredibly important for voters to make sure that they come out on the 4th of December and place their vote to make a change in their municipality. But before we let you go, if you had an opportunity to address voters in the Thabazimbi region this evening, what would your message be to them regarding the upcoming election?
Our message is that IEC is ready to receive you and process you. These by-elections are about you as a voter. Without a voter, there are no elections. We make sure that voting stations are accessible. People don't have to walk long distances to access our voting station. So please, I think it's easy, it's not difficult, and the processing time, at most, if you have spent a lot of time, is about 10 to 15 minutes. All our systems are going to be efficient. There will be no long queues because those are some of the things that put our voters away. We have all our systems in place, and indeed, let's be proud as the residents of Thabazimbi exercise our civic duty and participate in this by-election.
Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us once again on Prime Live and for sharing your insight on the upcoming elections, as well as your message to voters in the Thabazimbi region as well. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Viewers at home, that was all things regarding the upcoming municipality elections that will be taking place in Thabazimbi next week, Wednesday, the 4th of December. I think it is a very exciting and a very important election at that. The municipality of Thabazimbi has long been without leadership and long been without access to service delivery because of lack of leadership and lack of funding. I'm hopeful that, the residents of Thabazimbi will absolutely come out in their numbers and exercise their right to vote to make a change in their municipality. It is about time that these communities are served and served well at that. So if you are from the area, please do make sure that you are going out in your numbers and making sure that you are exercising that right to vote to improve the communities in Thabazimbi. But on that note, viewers at home, it is time for us to head over to an ad break and we'll come right back.